The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we get the Dow down 29, NASDAQ off 30, S&Ps are off 3.5. Gold is flat. Gold's down 80 cents at 10.87. We have silver off 8 cents at $14.33. Platinum is down 11 at 9.02. You get the bond market flat. 30-year is down 1. The 10-year is up 2. And good old King Dollar is up 409 ticks, trading out at 99.49. The euro is at 106. And I got a day off. We got a little market roll out there yesterday.
That was a big day, huh? 1% down across the board, basically, even with a little pullback at the end of the day.
Right, and big blue, good old IBM, folks. IBM has been on this run that it wants to run down to like 116 from that 210 level, and it just keeps breaking B points and breaking them with volume, with juice on the way down. Now, it's intriguing this morning. I've been looking for news on Apple. Someone just took a bite out of Apple. Apple gapped down $3, folks, on the open. And if you look at their the supply chain inside here, if we just pull up the NDX for a second, what you're going to see
They are all getting hit.
They are all getting hit. Inside that the NDX, what you're going to see is that's the supply chain right there. Skyworks is number 1. That's down 432. Avco Technologies is down 475.
Yeah, it's
Apple,
4 or 5% for the companies.
Yeah. And if we go take a look and we put Apple up here, what you have, as you can see, is just a gap down. 16 million shares already, and 16 million is a big number, man. So someone's selling that because what do we have? We're a half hour, 40 minutes into the trading day, and 6.5 hours, it does 44 million. But yet we've just done 16.
Yeah.
So that's a big number. And, of course, what that does, that keeps pressure on the NDX. It's surprising that the S&Ps, there's not heavy pressure on that, Dow yesterday, though, let's go look at IBM. IBM yesterday, yeah, it's still going south today. It's really wild listening to, I guess the markets have been up for so long that when analysts are out there, they'll use just about anything and everything. Yesterday I heard analysts when I was driving my car that, well, it doesn't matter what IBM's doing. Because what the excuse was, folks, is that they're saying, well, no, IBM is why the Dow is down. And they were correct. There's no doubt about that. Do you know what I mean? IBM probably had 90 points of that Dow down yesterday because it was down so dramatically. But that's what indices are about. Right. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's a big player and it's down huge.
And everyone owns it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say everyone owns it, folks, fund-wise,
it's a big staple.
It's a big number. There's no doubt about that. Gold. Let's go pull up gold.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is that they hammered gold last week. It's going against this bottom, and the real key is going to be, and it's not the bottom of this July, folks. Okay, so if we pull this back, I want to show you something inside the gold market. Time goes fast, but this is going against the November 2009 breakout level. That's what gold's doing. Now the last time that we were down here, it held good. It's going right against that bar. Isn't that crazy? Like 7 years.
You were telling me this last night.
That, we were out last night, and I'm saying to myself, man, this is crazy. That 6 years later, I mean, 6 years went like nothing.
Yeah,
but
that's a big couple bars right there.
It's huge. Yeah. And that was the expansion. That was the breakout. That it never looked back.
Yeah, it's November 2009.
Right.
So 6 years ago exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And if we put this, so if you want to see the correlation, because this is pretty cool, the correlation, it's easier if you put up the GLD, because most folks aren't going to have the futures market anyway. And you'll see the correlation on the monthly. So when we broke out with 403 million shares on a monthly. That was November. We followed that up the next month with 570. Now watch this. The first time that we came down let's see, that's 106. That's 103. 109, that is, yeah. So the first time we came down 103, we came down with 157 million on the monthly. The next month, you did 151 million. You're going against the 403, and the key is going to be, what are you going to do this month? Now, we're at 40 million. We the month is just starting.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just starting, actually, because...
It's a third of the way through.
Yeah. And he's 22, there's average of 21 trading days. That's what an average is inside it. So that right now is saying we are coming in there with light of law, and the real key is going to be, are you going to get a rejection of lower price simultaneously? And that's crucial to wrap your head around. If we go over to those NQs for a second, now this is a little bit, the NQs, folks, broke a B point intraday and broke it with volume. And it's a...
Yesterday?
No, today, this morning.
Okay.
On the open. Now, it came back on the other side of it. So what we did is this. The NQs got down to 46.14. It blew away this low from yesterday.
Okay.
And it has the juice. Then you just did this counter trend bounce up to 4635. You're coming back down, and more than likely what you're going to see now is this. This thing's going to bounce around here a bit, meaning, between this 46.14 and 46.35. But what I do expect is that before this day's over, this thing will do an ABC structure. We'll see whether we get the full ABC. The full ABC would be 45.76, I believe. 45. Yeah.
Where's that ABC? Where are you going off? Where's
It goes up
the
all the
A is
way
the
up
high of
here.
yesterday. Okay.
It's almost it's an 80-pointer, man.
Okay.
You started at $2,300 yesterday. You come down
at 47.09.
Yep. Yeah, 47.12, let's say, right?
Okay, yep.
And then you come down to 46.22.
So 90 points.
90 points. You go back up to, is that 62? And then that's, so 62, 46.62.
So 45.72.
Yeah. Pretty intense, man.
Yeah. Well, we're not far from there, right?
No. And when
we're 46 points, 48 points from there.
Right. And when the NQs...
It's only 1%.
That's right. And when the NQs break, they break.
Yeah.
Now, and what hasn't broken yet is the IBB. The IBB's only down 2. That's nothing,
Yeah.
And to go to the next leg down, I expect that, that thing is going to have to, bust apart. But we'll see where that's at. Oh, see, it's getting some acceleration right now.
So is there news out with Apple, with the suppliers?
I couldn't find it.
They're here, right here. I mean, can you click on these?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Whoops.
That's how you can click on them. Apple's. Oh, look at them all. Oh, that's not the only one. 2 crushes down.
Oh, this just popped up. This is.
Oh, okay.
Let's bring it over here.
Apple supply is. Let's see. Oh my God! Look at this. So maybe it's Crush. Crush is down 6.6%. Look at the vol down, man. So someone came out with numbers. Let me see if it's Crush. CRUS.
You got too many.
Okay. Let's see. This is Cirrus Logic. It's down 2. No, so I suspect one of them come out with.
Downbeat analyst note on Apple.
Yeah, Apple supplies possible cutting orders. So someone knows something.
Yeah, no, there's even some analysts coming out with a report can drive that down, I'm sure.
Well, it's wild.
Just because it's not a surprising report. They're just saying maybe global demand is really, I was reading Dave White put out his Tech Insider yesterday. Yeah. And he was talking about, and I should be more specific, but it had to do with a global shipping company, I believe, in his letter. And he was just talking about that they were forecasting themselves that global forecasts for growth were higher than they should be, and that the shipping was saying that they're really seeing, and I'm totally paraphrasing, but it was to that degree, where he's just saying like big players are seeing slowdowns. That aren't.
Okay. And one of our targets to tell us that Qualcomm was downgraded also, and that's a supplier. And Qualcomm got killed last week.
Yeah.
That came off. And what Qualcomm was, I listened to the CEO though on that call, and what he was saying is that remember we talked about it actually. He said that everyone in China was ripping them off.
Okay.
Because it was, and they thought that they could get to that reason. But bottom line is that I suspect Apple's had its run. That's the other side of it.
It's tough to be king of the world forever. I mean, that's what
it is. There's no. I mean, they changed so many businesses. And
I mean, you just can't. It's the nature of the world that you can't have that kind of market domination for that long.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately, they need to create something groundbreaking again to have. When you're talking about market share that's off the charts in terms of everybody has an iPhone. Well, how do you compete? How do you grow? Global, they can. So we'll see on that too.
No, we will. And
there's just so many good competitors. That's the problem.
Oh, it's huge, man.
Whether it's huge. Phones or software or what, but.
It's interesting is that, so I got a Samsung, so I got the Google operating system, right? Android operating system. And even with that, and I like it, but it always seems like the Apple people can do more things on their phone. I mean, am I just dreaming?
I don't know. I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that, that's Apple advertised it's probably doing their job too. I mean, that's exactly what they want you to think from a marketing perspective.
I know.
They probably go into those meetings and say, we want people to feel like second-class citizens if they're on an Android.
Yeah, well,
and they almost have it,
I know. I don't know whether that everybody that has Apple, they're just so much quicker. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. It's like, I can't do it as quick as everyone else can do it.
I don't know.
I know.
It's tough because I don't know either. You're going to be biased from that from marketing, from what you use yourself.
It's crazy. I know. You stay right there, folks. Tom O'Brien, we appreciate you growling a problem with us out there. Give us a call. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow's down 47, Nasdaq's off 36, S&P's are off 5.5. We're going to be right back, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
You know what's cool? taking something that's good for you, something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Folks, Tom O'Brien, appreciate you growling a problem with us out here. Right now, you get the Dow down 65, Nasdaq's off 43, S&Ps are off 7.5. And you know, last week, folks, and we've been talking about this quite a bit, meaning the number of equities that are down when something's down versus up. And out here again this morning, you know, and you had it yesterday too. You get Barrett Business Solutions down 27%, Puma Technologies down 11%. Ringnet is down 24%. Lending Tree's down 5%. Amaya is down 27%. And we're going to talk about Amaya for a second.
Yeah, so that jumped out at me, right?
Yeah. So let's pull this up.
So why did it jump out at me?
Yeah.
Amaya Inc., AYA, I believe.
AYA, okay.
And they're Amaya Gaming. Now let's see what their official name is, Amaya Inc. But Amaya Gaming is their gaming company, and they bought PokerStars, which was by far the industry leader in online poker, of course, in America. Now in 2011, the government cracked down on them. They were forced to leave the country at that point. Full Tilt was the other number 2 player in the market. They were forced to leave it. Full Tilt had some big problems when they got caught in terms of money and player funds.
Okay.
PokerStars was such a well-run company that they purchased Full Tilt outright, bailed them out essentially, became by far the biggest leader in Europe and across the world.
Right.
And Amaya just came in and bought them in about the last year and a half, and now Amaya is moving into America.
So they're out of Canada.
They're out of Canada. They're a big world player. I mean, they are a big world player. They own PokerStars and Full Tilt, which are by far the number 1 and number 2 online poker markets in the world.
Right.
Now, they just got allowed to come back into America because they transferred ownership now that Amaya owns them. And the bad actors, as they called them, that were in America hosting online poker when they got kicked out, that's why they weren't allowed to be in these, whether it's New Jersey right now. So PokerStars is about to come right back into New Jersey. And I was telling you, so they missed their revenue numbers big. That's why they're down. They're down like 25%. Now, what's interesting is that I follow how things go, whether it's on some of the online blogs and online poker, what's going on, even though it's not allowed and they're not back in Florida, nothing really.
Right.
But what's going on right now is that they purchased PokerStars and they are trying to make more money than PokerStars made, as any company that purchases another company. They're trying to squeeze the most revenue they can. And now in online poker, some of the biggest revenue that some of the players make is what's called rakeback, which is you're getting a portion of, it would be like in trading, you're getting a portion of your commissions back in kickback. Now, players play millions of hands throughout the course of the year. That can be hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're making just off of rakeback.
Right.
And they just came out and revamped their entire rakeback and rewards program and diminished it greatly across the board. And players are up in arms, especially players that, you know, devote a lot of their play to PokerStars or Full Tilt, and that's a big deal. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they're making the play that they care about recreational players. They're not caring about these players anymore. But those players create that environment that drives. I used to come in and tell you stories about the high stakes players, and they'd be playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
And every player has that aspiration, so that drives you to play smaller too, and that drives site traffic. And so they're not even giving rewards on any level to people that play games. I believe it's 5, 10, and those are the blinds. So it's about
$5 and $10.
That's those are the blinds. So that's about $1,000 buy-in game, which is of course really high. But there's a lot of people that play those games online, and they were getting a high level of rewards. And literally, the company, consider it the casino hosting the poker room, said to them, starting next year, you're getting $0 in rewards back from us. So
and there's a lot of people making a living like that.
A lot of people.
Yeah, right.
Because maybe you just make a marginal amount at the games, but you're paying so much to the house in rake in those games. They're taking a piece of every single pie, and you play a lot of hands at the same time. That they're making so much. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars off just you. So they have the ability to kick it back. But guess what? You become a loyal customer. That's how PokerStars built their brand.
Right.
Then you only play on PokerStars because you reach higher and higher levels, you get higher and higher rewards, and they incentivize you to just play on their site versus anywhere else. And that's how they built up their biggest following. And cash games especially, they make so much money from. Even though tournaments are what everybody watches and you hear about,
cash games are
they rate cash games on every hand. They're taking a piece of that dollar. And online, the amount of hands they play is remarkable.
And in fact, you know what? Last night I fell asleep. I was watching the World.
That's what's amazing.
I watched him poker last night.
The World Series is going on live right now.
And it was one amateur, and he was doing good.
What I didn't even get to catch it. I told you about it. I know.
There was 4 guys there last night.
Yeah. Now they're playing for the World Series of Poker. This is the $10,000 buy-in. I mean, I think the winner gets probably 5, 6, 7, 8 million, somewhere in that range. They paused the tournament from the summer, and they're playing it live right now in Vegas.
Right.
And they should be capitalizing on this. That's the ridiculous part, is that they're coming back to America. PokerStars, the biggest leader in the world in online gaming, is coming back to America. And the company says, we're not making the money you think we're making.
Well,
Plus all that stuff I just told you about, which not many people know.
No, I know.
So that's going to play in. I mean, I bet on those boards players are talking about right now, they don't see the big picture. I mean, and you can lose that player base.
They'll see the big picture today.
They might.
Hey, we'll talk. What do you see? Tommy and I are coming right back, folks, but I just want to see how much market cap they lost today.
For a great opportunity to diversify your financial portfolio and hedge against the falling stock market, consider the new market-safe Metals Hedge CD from Everbank. This 5-year indexed U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to metals with gold and silver components and allows you to hedge against falling equities with a short component on the SPY ETF. You can earn up to 45% capped upside payment at maturity if gold and silver increase in value and the SPY ETF decreases across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on the CD. Don't let falling markets get you down. Get the Metals Hedge CD. The November 12th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed Taz proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the Taz Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on Tiger TV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow's down 64. You get the Nasdaq off 39. S&Ps are off 6.5, and Nasdaq is the one that's still getting hit out here. We were just talking about Amaya, and you know what's so everything's legal in New Jersey.
Yeah, so they're more. So when they got purchased by Amaya, PokerStars did. I said they wanted to squeeze profit, as any public company is going to, the most they can. So they started offering online blackjack, because they can offer that across Europe. And in New Jersey, that is actually what is legal, in that it's all table games online. So Amaya is going to be offering, and this will be in the next month or two probably, they'll be back up, they'll be advertising as long as you're within the state border. That's how it works.
Right.
You don't need to reside there. You just literally, you could go to a hotel, you're sitting in the hotel.
Oh, really?
You're within the state, and they're going to now...
Well, that would make sense, I guess, yeah.
There's some different ways it gets set up. So that's how it's set up. In Las Vegas, online poker is legal, not online table games currently. But Amaya Gaming only has the license currently to go back into New Jersey. Maybe that has to do with that. But what I was saying to you is that they're a public company. They have money to spend. This is their opportunity to come back into America, and they are not going to allow that opportunity to fail. They will spend hundreds of millions of dollars as a loss leader to make sure that revenue is generated, taxes are generated, New Jersey becomes happy, the next state next to them wants some of that tax revenue.
Which is New York.
I mean, the Northeast in general, right? And so this is their opportunity to prove that their game plan, that online gaming should be regulated and legal throughout America, and they'll spend the money to make it happen.
And those casinos are going to fight them, don't you think?
I'm not sure, because see, right now they have the opportunity as well.
Maybe that gets more people
Well, they have the opportunity as well, as in to have that online game. And so I think, I feel at this point it's only a matter of time. That tax revenue is there, and it's we have a Hard Rock right here. Why is it that I can go to the Hard Rock and gamble $100,000 8 minutes from my doorstep, and I don't have the right to log on online and play a poker game for $10, because that's evil and illegal and bad? Okay, so that's where it's going, So it's only a matter of time to the states say, well, let's get our piece of the revenue. That's where it's going.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild watching it. I mean, because one state doesn't seem like enough, but I understand exactly what you're saying. That
the way. And you're right.
That's the way in.
You're right, that's why they're going to have to spend money as a loss leader. That's you just know that going in. I mean, America, the amount of disposable income, that you're talking about, gamblers,
Huge.
That's a market they need to be in as a public company that controls the online gaming landscape. That is their number one concern, I'm sure. So they're going to come in there and spend that money.
And it's wild. So when we looked at the numbers, folks, they missed them pretty good, and they're blaming the strong dollar.
Right. They're saying that their player base, which is across the world and not in America, because they're not even here yet, they're just about to, that their player base doesn't have the type of funds, maybe because of the economic situations with a strong dollar and a weak euro, that their players are in Europe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they are.
2.2 million unique players
Live
that last
players
quarter.
for that quarter.
Yeah, pretty intense.
That's a big number when you have 2 million people on your site. And as you said, it's not one state. So what will be interesting is in these states in America right now, players within the state are only playing against each other.
Okay.
So New Jersey players are only playing against each other. In Vegas, they're only playing against each other.
Right.
The tough part about that is that you need big player pools to just drive action. It'd be like if you had a trading environment, you know?
Yeah.
You can't get to a point, but once you reach that tipping point where there's action everywhere, you can always log on and get a game. You can always log on to those tournaments. So
Which is crucial.
What will happen is those players, those states make packs, and then they say, okay, we're going to share players in these states.
Right.
And then every state makes more because more action happens, more money,
Right.
more gambling, more revenue.
And it's just a matter of who's going to be the next state.
That's what. Can you
drops
imagine
in.
being the governor next door and saying, okay, especially in the Northeast where
Well, there's
this
big
is
gambling.
coming,
Right.
this is coming
Right.
for sure.
Right.
Are you going to have the
they're
other
putting
state get the?
casinos in Massachusetts now too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
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 And you'll see, I mean, like World Series of Poker, Harrah's has an online poker site they're running in Vegas. You know, they're
Yeah.
not, Caesars has, you know, so they hook up with some of these online companies that just already have the program in place, and then they become the front name for it. So they've realized, and they must realize it's coming too. So what would you do? You get ahead of it, right?
You know, it's going to be wild to see whether it gets as big as it did like
Yeah.
10 or 15 years ago, because it was huge.
It was like 2002, 2003, 2004. I was coming right out of college. Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of
I remember
Poker.
just
That was the
everyone
big.
was playing it.
That was the big. Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker, and I think it was 90. I should know, 98 or 2002, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And Chris Moneymaker, the average Joe, wins the World Series of Poker.
And what a great name.
And online, I know, and online poker was just coming into, you know,
Yeah.
computers everywhere.
Right.
So.
And it was, and they know, and you know what's interesting, folks, is that gaming itself, I'm not a gamer, but gaming itself is so big in the computer business in general.
Sure.
That once you brought the online poker, because that's
There's
a
a lot
double.
of
That's
players.
gambling plus gaming.
There's a lot of players that made a lot of money and make a lot of money in online poker right
Yeah.
now that have intense gaming backgrounds where they would play high level.
Okay.
You're talking about the tournaments in Asia with
Right.
like the best of the world's gamers.
Right.
They were these guys that would go over to Asia. And I think, you know, you're in that community, and then eventually somebody said, man, you're so good at this game. And that's all poker is. It's a game. It's a game theory. You're playing against your opponents. They said, why don't you try this game poker? And if you're good at poker too,
Yeah.
you can be good at a game, and you can make like millions of dollars in the process. And these people now, you know, make millions and millions of dollars applying that same game. They're brilliant. They are, you know, but...
And last night on the poker tournament on ESPN, they had one of the guys that wasn't there that had just got dropped out, though. Now he's a big fantasy.
One of the players had actually won his seat to play in the World Series.
Okay.
And maybe that's the guy that you're talking
Okay.
about. On DraftKings, I believe. Now,
Okay.
DraftKings had ran fantasy games, and this is where, let's just tie it right into that, right? So I can't play online poker, but man, I can play as much daily fantasy as I want to for as much money as I want to. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, I mean, everybody's seen the commercials. You know, are you brave enough to cash a big check? That's literally, can you imagine if online poker sites were saying, are you brave enough to cash a big
Right.
check? It's literally, make it a business decision to play online poker with the amount of money we're handing out. That's what these daily fantasy sites are advertising. And
I
yet,
know.
you know,
No. And they've got away with it.
Yeah, and then you'd see they're tied right into the poker deal, where
Right.
they're even handing out poker seats on their sites, poker vacations. And it makes sense. They're the same market like you're talking about.
It's amazing.
You know?
It's amazing that, you know, if the we know it's gambling, but yet they got the right lobbyist in place, and they move quick enough, right?
Right.
That's, I mean,
like
that's,
anything else. And
yeah.
that's why, you know, a big company like this, it was great for the online poker community when Amaya bought PokerStars.
Right.
Because as long as PokerStars had the same owners they had that they operated in America for
Right.
so long, they weren't going to be allowed back in America.
Right.
So a public company takes them over. Amaya already had licenses to offer gaming in New Jersey, so right away everybody knew. They just bought the biggest player in the online poker. You know, they already have the license. They're coming in under PokerStars.
That's wild. You know, see, I remember when, and I was always trying to figure out how this would ever shake down. I remember when in Las Vegas, the mob ran everything, okay? And, you know, the same thing happened, that they were saying, oh, now the public companies are going to come in and take them over.
Yeah.
I was saying, well, how does this work? You know, but guess what? That's what happened over the course of years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's big, huge corporations.
You know, when America says it's illegal, everywhere else in Europe, it's a completely fair game. And
Right.
so they built a business. You know, the internet is free in terms of, you want to talk about my view, my right in my living room on my computer to play a game of chance and put my money down.
Right.
I don't need people
Tom,
protecting me
you
from
can play
making
the
bad
lottery.
decisions,
You
right?
can play the lottery.
Don't you? Exactly. I can buy all the Powerball tickets I want, man.
And you know, I think we've all seen this, folks, about how many times that you're at a variety store and you see people buying 8,000 tickets and they don't have any money. I mean, it's the typical.
You can't protect people from making bad decisions with their own money, and that's when you start to get into that type of a mentality where,
right.
You know, especially when you talk about something where people have serious edges and it's an investment, it's a game, you know,
right.
but you had people making a living playing online poker, and they were told the next day, you know, you can't do that because we're going to tell you what's good for you.
No, totally. Yeah, on a continual basis.
But if you want to go play blackjack 8 minutes from your door at the Hard Rock for 10 grand a hand, you know, we're with it. We're with it. Exactly.
Amazing. Let's take a look at some of the higher volume stocks on this market right now. We got Apple's the big mover, man. This is going to be interesting to see. You know, what kind of follow through is going to be with Apple. Apple's down 320 at $1.17. Flowtech Industries, that's interesting. That's almost cut in half. We'll see what that is. That's down 475. Priceline, here, check this out, folks. Yesterday, we were looking at this yesterday. Priceline, you talk about getting destroyed. Priceline, and this is typical, okay? I was actually showing this to Tommy yesterday. You had the high volume day, August 5th, right? It takes that over, so that was 2.1 million shares there. It gets over that level, and it gets over with 900,000. Now, this is like, you know, and I was saying to Tommy, you don't know when it's going to croak, but in Priceline's case, they stayed over the high for 5 days. But watch this. First day was 994,000 versus 2.1 million. Next day, 499,000 shares this is. Next day, 415,000. Next day, 500,000. Next day, 549. And then guess what? You see the expansion. Now, this is a slow roll. So you got the expansion, and it just very subtle, 1.1 million. And then the following day, boom, the stock goes from $1,459 down to $1,303 with 2.6 million.
And as you said, the day before, so yesterday they had earnings, which is the big number, right?
Right.
But that is, you know, a day before earnings, right? You have volume.
Yep.
You have a pull down. I mean, that was cool. You were showing me that.
You know, and someone knows. You know, and someone.
I wouldn't want to see that if I'm looking for good earnings, right?
And this is what's pretty cool, folks. That doesn't have to be illegal. I'm not even saying that, but what happens is that there's so much money spent on these things. You know what I mean?
That could be just the market acting as a group and like collective reasoning showing its face in that chart. That's how I look at it. You know, that could just be the market saying collectively, the last day before earnings, there's more action that I'm not too sure this is good, and maybe I need to get out of this. Maybe the day before they pop the earnings.
No doubt. And, you know, it'd be really cool to find out, because today, of course, we got the TD Ameritrade Think or Swim with Kevin Hinks.
Kevin Hinks coming up at noon.
Yeah, and what was the option
market like?
What were they thinking? Do you know what I mean? What were they thinking?
Because I was just gonna say, even if the day before earnings is just maybe a reflection of like the smartest money in the market showing its hand, right? I bet then it would definitely show its hand in the option market in the same way.
Yeah. There's no doubt. And now, the way this is set up, folks, okay, so if we take a look at this on a longer-term basis, what you're going to see is that you had a failure. Well, first off, you've had the consolidation, you know, has been on since February of 2014. And if you can't make the top of it, okay, which is the 1375, then it's going to make a run for the 990. You know?
Yeah.
And listen, it can be nothing wrong with the stock. We can just run down to 990, build some more cars, and, you know, decide to make another run up there, man.
Yeah.
You know?
But it is interesting looking at that day before the earnings.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it, man? I mean, when you know, these glare out at certain points.
Yeah. And just be aware, you know?
Right.
That's not a zero factor. That's not a nothing. The market's not, you know, doing that by chance randomly. That's you know, I don't know. You look for those. What is that? What's the underlying meaning of that?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Let's go to Mark in Fort Collins. Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother?
Hey guys, how's it going today?
Hey, Mark. Great, man. You having a good day?
Oh yeah.
Cool, man.
Hey, just noticed I've been watching the diamonds.
Yeah.
And they came slamming down into the lows of yesterday. Did not break, had almost as much volume on a 30-minute. It got down to 17673.
Yeah.
On 321,000 yesterday, and it came slamming down there this morning with 415,000. It got to 176.74, and then the next bar, when we're in that bar now,
Yes.
it tagged that number. Now, what I thought was kind of intriguing is I looked back at the Dow chart, the actual industrial average, and we actually broke the lows of yesterday by 10 points. So I was kind of curious as to what is, I mean, it's only a day off. It's not like I don't think we've had a dividend or anything else. I was just kind of wondering what the divergence is there.
You know, I don't know what the divergence would be. With 10 points is not enough, really. I mean, well, yeah, I can look at it this way. I can look at net asset value.
Just so 10 points, though, is only going to be what? Is that 1 penny or 10 pennies?
That just ends up being 10 pence?
10 pennies is all it's going to be.
But I would have thought it would have at least broken it by that.
No, I hear you, but 10 cents in a 176, that just might be, you know.
That's right. What it would be, it'd be keeping the net asset value, intraday. Do you know what I'm saying? Like right now, if you're looking at this, the net asset value right now is 176.89. It's trading 176.91.
Okay.
Okay, so that if you're looking at my screen, there's two different, and that updates. It updates every couple minutes, so it's not not right there, but it's pretty close.
Okay, I thought it was some computer defending that level or something like that.
Well, watch this. This is interesting what you're just talking about, because remember when we started the program, I was watching the NQs. Now I'm trading the NQs as we're on the air, but this is what I did, right? So when I'm looking at this, I was saying, you know what, man? To me, it's an ABC structure on the way down.
Right, that's what I was looking for on the Dow, too.
But what has happened is this. See how this came down and it had volume first? It does the counter trend
That's on
bounce.
the opening bar he's talking about, like
that's
the
right.
930, 935.
Yep, it broke it. Then it goes up. I says, you know what? So I flipped the position. I was short. I closed it. I'm long right now, and I have a sell in. So what I've done is this. I'm looking at this. I'm saying to myself, you know what, man? This thing, I got to sell in at 46.30. 31, I think. So, and what I'm doing here, I'm playing both sides, but I think on a longer term basis, meaning today, Mark, this will break down, but we're just building cause at this point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, got it.
So we are, cooking, brother.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, thanks.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow right now is down 53. Nasdaq's off 33. S&P's are down 4. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 45. Nasdaq's up 31. S&Ps are down 4.5. And this afternoon, folks, we got a couple of great guests. We got Sal Gilberti from Tucrium Funds. He's going to be on at 3:30, and that's going to be the world, the Wade's. The Wade's report.
I think it's pronounced Wade's.
Wade's.
Because it's WASDE, which stands for, go for it.
Yeah, World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates Report. That's out at noontime today.
Noon today. So he's coming on your show at 3:30.
Yeah.
Talk about commodities, the report today. Now, I believe he said, too, this is a big one because everything's kind of figured out at this point. As in, there's not going to be as much turmoil over the crops in the summer and everything. This is the report of how everything's shaking out. There's no more big play, there's no more storms. There's no more crops that are going to die in the summer dry heat. This is, so that's at 3:30.
He's got to worry about the winter.
Right? Yeah, no, anything can happen, I'm sure.
That's cool.
You have him, and then Chris Gaffney, President, Everbank World Markets, coming on at 4:30.
Right.
So he's coming on, and he's talking about, of course, markets in general, but the Everbank Metals Hedge CD.
Right, which is 25% long gold, 25% long silver, and 50% short the SPY, right?
So that has a funding deadline of November 12th. So only a couple days. You can give them a call, 855-750-4051. Talk to one of their guys over there. They can just kind of walk you through the product. It's a closed-end CD.
Right.
So your money's tied up for, I believe, 5 years. Market-safe CD.
And you can't lose money.
It's a protected investment.
Yeah, which is
and
a trip.
you have, I believe, it's an upside-capped premium, that you can make when you're tying into the gold, silver, and short the SPY.
No doubt.
So it'll be a good show coming back from your long weekend. A couple nice interviews each hour. I think you're going to have Andy Hecht on there as well. Andy's got his workshop coming up a week from Thursday. John Logan has his workshop on Thursday. Download that TAS Profile Scanner Plus if you haven't gotten it yet.
We get John back.
We have rave reviews from that. We use it every day. I get people that literally are subscribed to it and say they love it. It's just so easy, and it really is. He's going to do a good job Thursday. He's psyched.
Huge. And I'm almost.
Let's go. We got a caller.
We have Bill in Colorado. Hey, Bill, what's going on?
Tom, I was looking at Tahoe Resources, and I'm wondering what you can tell us about either the properties they own and operate or the management, and what you think of that company.
Let's see. They explore, develop in United States, Canada, and Guatemala.
Mining services.
Yeah. So the low is 732, the high is 1786. They're taking in, it looks like it's definitely new, whatever this is. As to, maybe they just started producing, okay? Because it looks like 133 million they're going to take in. Let's see who owns it. PHDC. Okay, so the largest...
BlackRock and Van Eck.
Yeah, this is interesting. Largest owner is BlackRock.
By like double.
15.7%. Fidelity's in there, but Fidelity's selling, which I never like to see, man. Fidelity, they own...
And that was selling as of July 31st, too.
Yeah, that's
so.
And see, okay, so what happens here, folks, is that... Remember we were talking about this yesterday, is that...
We only have from basically June or July data.
Right, but once they own over 5%, if in fact they keep selling, that in itself, Bill, is not cool. When Fidelity starts selling, now I don't see MFS here yet, but what does happen is that MFS and State Street, no, none of them own it, but that's a large position that Fidelity. Most times when Fidelity's going out or going in, they just keep going. Do you know what I mean?
1% of the company.
They get 21 million shares to, But hey, listen, man, I'll be all over that today, and we'll keep it on our agenda. All right, man.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Bill.
Have a great one, folks. Have a safe one. You stay right there. Basil's coming up next. We got Kevin Hinks, Steve Rhodes, Dave White, myself, Andy Heck. Thanks, Tom.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.